do some ideas around this to move forward your business model. Now, I was reading the paper last week about a number of mortgage advisors. I was talking to a number of mortgage advisors myself, and quite a few of them now have really adopted this online video aspect of dealing with customers, dealing with clients, and they love it to bits because, well, it saves a lot of time. There's one broker who posted something on LinkedIn and said, you know, since I started dealing with my clients via video, I found myself not having to commute, of course, in the morning, so I'm finding myself more time. But I'm not spending 3 to 4 hours a day in the car. Now, can you imagine that? The average mortgage advisor is spending 3 or 4 hours a day in her car, just driving along aimlessly from client to client, because they used to do a model whereby they went to see the client and they sat in their front room and did the business. And I understand that. I can see why that is the case. But now they're dealing with video, or at least a majority of meetings via video. They are saving themselves a lot of time. And they like this new business model. Clients are okay with it. They were particularly worried that clients might not buy into it, but clients actually love the video themselves. They've got used to it. Everyone's using these things now. So you've got more and more mortgage advisors now who are operating via video, saving themselves time, money, and doing a really good business. And post-lockdown, obviously you can't generally go into people's houses yet, but you can go to the gardens. I've heard of equity release advisors meeting customers in gardens. And I understand dealing with the elderly population, vulnerable customers, face-to-face meetings are definitely where you want to go. But the point I'm making here is that the average mortgage broker dealing with average people, if you like, can and should migrate to this kind of model moving forward. And you can be in charge of this as well. You suggest to the client, this is the way that you work, this is the way that you operate. You carry out a Factfind meeting via Zoom, you do this meeting via Zoom or Teams or WebEx, whatever you like to use. And there's one broker I was talking to who uses a sourcing software via their network. It's a sourcing software, CRM system, everything's built into it, you know, with details of the client. And they've actually provided a secure video connection via this software system. So this broker doesn't have to come out of their software, if you like. They can talk to clients via the video. It records the interviews, puts the recording into the cloud and connects it to the client details. So you've got all your records that you ever need without going out of it into a Zoom, which can potentially be difficult on privacy. So you're finding now that the proper software that you take out as a mortgage advisor, you can actually have the Zoom capability or video capability built within, which is brilliant. But what it does do, though, is it makes the broker, the advisor, needing to have and get good at video. And that's the point I'm making here, really. Now, right now, I'm live streaming to you. I'm standing up in front of a camera and everything like that. And I'm not saying that this is how you would talk to customers. You're probably going to talk to clients by, you know, sitting down at a screen. But you've got to think about this now. You've got to think about your situation. If you're dealing with this full time, what does it look like for your client? If you're in your spare bedroom with your unmade up bed behind you, that's not good. You do need to come across a little bit more professional. So here's a few ideas for you to think about. First of all, be careful of your background. You've got to make sure your background, it looks good, it's professional and smart. And if you've got an office, which you really should have really if you're operating from home, or some kind of section within a living room or something, make sure you buy yourself some border stuff, some partitions, and partition off accordingly. A blank background's fine. I've got a whiteboard here which I obviously use when talking to you guys on these systems, because I use to explain things. There's nothing wrong with you having some kind of whiteboard maybe to explain stuff to clients. There's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't suggest that you stand and they sit down, because that's not right. Even though my eyes are level with the camera, I'm still standing. So I would generally want to sit down or have the option of sitting down with clients. I mean, I've got a bar stool there which I can bring across and sit down if I want to. That's much more relaxing as well. So think about your background is key. Even if it's just plants or whatever it is, or bookshelves, or your ubiquitous bookshelf behind you when it comes to it. Two main things to think about. Firstly, lighting. Think about this as a mortgage advisor, lighting. Now, if you've got lighting, then it changes everything when it comes to video. And we're talking here about lighting techniques now. Now, there's a couple of things here that you can think about to make it really easy for you. The first one is natural light. Natural light. Now, my partner Shelley, she works she's in sales, and her company's taken on board this working from home and full-blown video advice with clients. And we redecorated the spare bedroom here, and she operates from that room. Now, we put her desk so that she was in front of the window. Now, the window, of course, provides natural light. So there you are. That's the motto here: provide natural light. But when you have natural light, you can be very careful, of the sunshine, because sunshine itself, if it's beaming through the window, it's actually not good. You don't want bright sunlight because it brightens up too much. You get a blurry glare. It just doesn't work at all. So if you can, have a window that's north facing. A north facing window, of course, won't get sunlight at all, but it will get light. And if you studied artists and they have their studios up in the lofts, they've all got north-facing natural light when they do their painting, because that's the perfect light you can have. But you may not be able to move your room across so that you have north-facing natural light. So it's possibly an option that you've got. If you don't have a natural light or natural window in front of you, and let's face it, in this country we often get dark cloud, don't we? And in the winter, of course, it gets dark about 4:30 anyway. So you've got to think about some kind of lighting. So what you might want to think about is some kind of ring light. Now, a ring light are these lovely little devices that are circular like a tyre, and in the middle of the ring light you have your webcam or your phone, whatever you use. So say you've got a laptop down here as your laptop device itself, but you have a webcam which is connected to your eye level. So your eye level with the customer, and there's your webcam. And the ring light kind of attaches itself to the middle there, and your camera is in the middle. Now, the ring light's nice and smart because you can turn it up or down according to the brightness you want. And it lights up your face really well. They're not expensive. Couple of quid is all they cost. It's worth looking at that as an option. That's a ring light. And if you do want to get a ring light, it lights up your face, but you'll then want check lights or side lights. You want a side light that lights up the side of your face, maybe to get a bit of an angle. But if you can light up the back of your head, something kind of like there, it then creates this kind of illusion that you're there and the background's fairly blurry. It sets you out in the camera. And with a decent background, that's pretty much all you need to think about when it comes to lighting. So think about that, because you do need to look good on camera, professional, together with it, and that's not going to cost you an awful lot of money. So a ring light would certainly be one to think about initially for you. Here's the other rule for you. I'm going to finish this one off now because we're going to wrap this live stream up for you. I know a lot of people know this one, so this is a real secret that only you guys are going to have today. So let me draw the screen on the computer. So let me put the screen over here so you can see this. Here's your computer screen or laptop screen or whatever you've got. And when you're seeing somebody on Zoom or video or WebEx, whatever it is, you have this thing called the rule of thirds. Now, the rule of thirds I talk about a lot, really, which comes in two parts, really. There's the vertical thirds, where you tend to put yourself, but you need to be balanced. So let me give you an example of this one. Let's get a red pen here so you can see this visually. So move across so you can see this. Now, the first one is the vertical thirds. There you go. I've split the screen into thirds, into threes. Now, the whole idea is you as an individual appear here, in one of the thirds, either left or right, but you balance it with a plant or a painting or something like that, and that's fine. You can do that, but a lot of people are not too worried about that. That's the rule of thirds. But that's the vertical one. The one I want you to think about now is the other one, is the horizontal rule of thirds, and you'll think about this now. So let's draw this across. There you go. There's the same concept, but done on the horizontal. Now, here's the rule. Your eyes need to be on or above the top third there. So there's your nose and your face, and there's your face there, and your shoulders, and there's your hair. You look like an alien, don't you? But as you can see from that picture there, I've put your eyes in the top third. Now, look at the video camera that I'm on now. Obviously, I'm on live stream, but also on the HD camera. My eyes are roughly just above the top third there. And on the live stream, my eyes are pretty much on the third line. I've done that on purpose. Now, why do you do that? Well, you do that for a number of reasons. If your eyes are too low, so let me demonstrate. Let me go down. There you are. How's that? Hello. Now that's wrong, isn't it, on all levels, because it just looks wrong as well. Now, I don't have any gravitas or any confidence, just the way it comes across. Now, as I rise, I'm halfway now, which is okay, but now I've got my body in there, my eyes are where they should be. It's much more confidence, much more with it, really, which where you come from. So that's the rule of thirds. Eye contact makes you think there. Bet you'll be wondering where your picture comes in the screen. If not, you don't know, obviously work it out. Do a little thing in advance. Remember, though, to have your eyes level with the customer's eyes. When you're sitting down or standing up, that's really, really, really important. And make sure, of course, you look at the lens, but we've talked about that before. So there we have some ideas for you on a business model, making sure that you maximise your video capabilities. There's some things there that not a lot of people teach you. So that's getting you to the top level of mortgage advisors. But move on to the online model of video. It's where we're going, isn't it? Can't stop the pace of time in the future. And yes, if you want to go and see the client face to face, of course you can. I'm not saying you're not going to do that. But if you want to maximise this kind of thing with virtual reality, then that comes in too.